Hey guys, it's Christoph here from the Card Boys. We've got James here with his top 32 Nami deck profile. Congratulations, James, on your victory.
Oh, thanks, man. It was a pretty favourable day, to be honest. I versed 4NLs, which is Nami's best matchup, and I did verse an RP Law, which I lost to, and I did lose to one of the NLs. I did verse a Perona in round 2, which was interesting. I hadn't prepared for that matchup, but it was pretty favourable, to be honest. He didn't see a lot of removals, so I could just flicker my Kayas, and it was pretty sweet. But yeah, we'll get into the deck.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So, start off, 4 Kaya. Most non-efficient way to remove cards out of your deck. It is a neg 1 out of hand, which sometimes isn't the optimal play if you've got like a Sanji's Peel Up in hand. But yeah, instant 4 of, I don't think there's many Namis, if any Namis, that are running less than 4. I am running the Kuja Pirates build, so I got 3 Gularisas. It definitely, there was probably 3 matches that it came in clutch and saved me getting the last level up out of my deck, or Snake Dance, to pick up a Kaya. It was, yeah, there was a couple, definitely 3 matches that I was in a rough spot, and she pulled through for me, which was nice. As well as that, I am running Daz Bones just to cycle the Gum Gum Gavels. He's not that great. Sometimes I use him for counter, but in a match where you're already winning, being able to pay 1, get back a gavel, there's nothing better than to just get out of any swing, trash 2. New Kuja Pirate is Margaret as well. Just a blocker, draws 1 card. Always good, gets out of a big swing late game, or it forces your opponent to play removal. And if they're wasting their turn, spending Dom to remove Margaret, you're just like, sweet, you're not swinging at me with big swings. And my final character is Zeph. A lot of builds at the moment are playing Apis over Zeph. I knew there'd be a few Namis coming into the regionals. I knew there'd be a few Namis. So I was like, oh, well, Apis is trash 2 from hand, but Zeph allows you to pick up the Kaya and ends up being a net 4 out of your deck because he'll trash 2. You can replay the Kaya. So I versed a Nami Mirror, and I ended up being about 14 cards in front by the end of it. It wasn't that he didn't see anything. We both saw 4 Pilafs and the Kayas, but Zeph just really pulled through. Didn't even swing with him, but he just pulled through, and even in the normal matches, being able to replay a Kaya or even get a 2k back is huge. Onto the events. 4 Gavel, pay 1 plus 4k, and trash 1 from your hand and trash 2 from the top of your deck. It's good. You do have to be really careful with your hand size when you're using it, so you really want to have played Margaret or Peel-Offs beforehand. But late game, you've got dead cards in hand, this is perfect to remove them and get you down to the Love Beam or the Deathwing so that you can draw your last couple of cards. 2 games, I use that to just trash cards out of hand and then draw with Deathwing to win. There's also 4 Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom, plus 2k and trash 1 from the top. Great getting out of the early game, and then late game you can definitely trash it off like a gavel if you have to, or just use it as a plus 2k. The trigger is also super relevant. Draw 1 and trash 1 card from the top of your deck. It just does what it wants, and then you draw a card other than it, which is nice because it's a 1 out of your deck, which is obviously what Nami's trying to do. Desert Sparta. I think I triggered 1 the entire time, which is a draw 2, trash 1 from hand trigger. Very helpful getting the cards out of hand, but the plus 2k and being able to sort the top of your deck, picking a Kai to draw next turn or getting rid of some dead cards is just super helpful. Early game you can sort of set your hand up and go from there. 4 Impel Down All-Stars. It's just a draw 2 trigger. It doesn't do anything else in the deck, but in the mirror, in case they do run Pudding, you can activate its effect and whiff and just trash essentially 3 cards from hand, which my opponent did, not know whether I played Pudding or not. I don't in this build. It would be very easy to include if you knew you were going into a heavy Nami meta. But yeah, other than that, Impel Down's just a draw 2 trigger. Creature Pirates, we got Love Melee. Just plus 4k. You have 3 cards as a draw one, but you can also just use it to trash off Gavel or 2 plus 4k. Get out of a couple early swings if they're being particularly aggressive into you. Another Creature Pirate, Snake Dance. Plus 4k and return one of your characters to your hand. So you normally bounce into Kaya. Maybe a Margaret if you're in Strife, but it's pretty much always been Kaya. Its trigger also returns a card and then returns one of their 5 costs. So you return a Kaya to hand and then bounce one of their 5 costs to their hand. That really throws them off curve most games, and there's nothing better than getting a Kaya back to hand for free. I'm only running 3 White Snakes because, to be honest, the RP Law matchup, this is like the best card you can see. But against something like a Null or Lucci, which was pretty much going to be our meta in OCE, it doesn't do a great amount because they're playing 9Ks, which are going to 11, 12, 13K swings anyway. So the trigger's a top 5 stacker. It's not great, but it can help you late game. Put like a Kaya into a Pilaf down the bottom, and therefore you can sort of run through the last 5, 6, 7 cards of your deck. Stacking the bottom of your deck is super important with Clarissa as well. Just because you need to be able to get to the end without having all dead cards there. We got 2 Deathwing, plus 6k, and if you have draw up to 2 cards. Sorry. It's not great in the current meta because you'll get out of a swing, but you're not normally drawing because Nami's hand is pretty stacked most of the time. But paying 3 to get out of a 12k, 11k swing, 10k swing, sorry, going up to 11k, it feels good. If they're sitting there going, oh, I've got you, and you just pay 3 and you're out of it, it ruins their entire turn. It's not often I use the draw 2. I think I used it three times between that and Love to get the last cards out of my hand after using a Gavel. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I just don't feel like it's a consistent way to finish off the game. And then Sanji's Pilaf was the last card. It's just draw 2 with an activate main to draw 2. Probably the straight up best card in the deck, followed by Kaya. Kaya's more Don efficient, but obviously straight drawing 2 is significantly better. Yeah, that's the deck.
Very, very cool. Anything you want to change from the event, or you kind of keep it the same? Or just...
No, I think I like the build as it is at the moment. Going into OP8, it'll probably change again. Nami tends to change every set. Probably the only questionable thing that people said on the day was Zeph, but I just found that consistently it worked, and people playing Apis to get a Sanji's Pilaf or a Kaya, and your hand size is super important in Nami, just trying to keep options open. So I felt like Zeph was significantly better, and it forces them to waste a turn on removal. And if they're wasting turns on removal, they're not attacking you, and that's essentially a 6k blocker. So I think the deck ran pretty well. I did brick up in my final match round 9. I ended up with 4 Loves, the Deathwings, and I think it was 4 Daz Bones in hand, and I was sitting there going, wow, out of all the matches to brick up, this is it. But it was pretty consistent into everything. Even RP Law, I got to about 4 cards left, which was pretty good because that's potentially your worst matchup besides Lucci. Yeah, it was pretty good overall, so I was pretty happy with how it ran.
No, awesome, man. Well, congratulations on your top 32 win, and we'll see you around definitely on the channel sometime.
Thanks, man.
No, just that.